I was 17 when I became professional, and I never played any academy football. I had a lot of knockbacks.
Antonio got him here. It's a landmark goal for Michail Antonio. He is West Ham's all-time Premier League goal scorer now.
In life, you always need that push. You always need that someone to lean on. That's one thing I like about South London. There's still that togetherness and people still believing in you. Through my career, I've had so many people give me opportunities to better myself, and I'll never forget them.
I started Sports Fusion over 15 years ago. I kind of fell into it, just helping young people in the area, working with clubs. It wasn't business, it was purely just through passion and just seeing children in the area who had talent, nurturing that talent and taking them on. Boys were getting into clubs, but they needed to understand certain things to move into these establishments, i.e. your timekeeping, your habits, the way you conduct yourself, the way you behave. So all of those things were attached.
What's made you do this? What inspired you to do this?
I love football, number one, and I like people, and I can see the problems. I've grown up around some of these things. So you realise where the problems stem from.
I think Sport Fusion is so important for you right now, to be fair, because one thing that we had when we were growing up, community football teams, like I had Chelsea Kicks, they gave me an opportunity to train. I always thought because the Chelsea name was there, it was tied into Chelsea. It wasn't tied in.
Tricks everybody, isn't it? We've got a yearly tournament which we have today where teams from all over the south of England compete to win. It's just a moment where they participate in our leagues and matches where they can get away from it all.
So how's the Barclays Community Football Fund helped you?
Barclays donated money to us, which we've used to subsidise the cost of other children attending our programmes, and that helps massively. We've got a bit of a relationship with Tooting and Mitcham. They've had trials, played for other clubs in the area.
Hello, are you right? What's the one piece of advice that you would give us to get to where you are now?
I would say have the self-belief, because one thing in football is all about opinions. So if you keep believing in yourself, you keep working hard, then the world's your oyster.
I think the community takes massive sort of inspiration from Michail Antonio's journey. Being that he's come from South London, it's created a massive sort of legacy at this football club and in the local community. South London is a natural growing ground for talent purely because there's a mixture of different people from different cultures, different ethnic backgrounds, so it introduces different styles of football.
You just get it down, you play. One thing we always did was play cage football. Those things you grew up on.
You know, when young people can't play on a pitch like this, they'll find creative spaces, tends to be cages. They have an edge to them. Football is an opportunity to escape.
At one stage, you're going to end up in that cage. If you've got that resilience, if you've got that determination to keep playing and keep going, then that's how you know you're a proper cage footballer. The drive that we have, the competition, there's always going to bring quality. You can see it like with Wilfred Zaha, you can see it with Balassi, you can see it with Jadon Sancho, like quite skillful, tricky players. The craziest thing is, I wouldn't have said I was one of the best in those cages. There were some players that were unbelievable, but for other reasons, it stopped them. With the money being stripped out of deprived areas, how important is it that these organisations and these funds are helping and putting the money back in?
Being straight with you, you've grown up in a similar area to me, so you know how it is. And it gives people jobs and allows people to educate properly, and then it keeps people off the street or out of bad situations. To be honest, it's a matter of life and death.
Let's say I did join a gang. There's many friends that I've had that's gone and been passed now. There's many friends that I have that have been stabbed. There's many friends that I've had that have been shot. I could have been one of those people.
A lot of the young people that I worked with, including the people who work with the organisation now, have been through that similar path.
How does it feel going from someone that was going there, playing, to now teaching the young ones coming through now?
I heard a saying recently, be the person that you needed when you was younger. And fortunately, we had someone like Stephen.
For me, it's exciting because I got a lot of passion for football. Getting a chance to have all the kids around, coaching them, showing them the game, seeing their passion from them as well. It's nice, man.
Yeah, mine's is just passing on the knowledge that I learned a lot from Stephen and just implementing it to the younger groups that I coach now.
Who's the best out of you three?
Me. Sorry. I had to get straight to it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Say that again, please.
Barclays have helped us. They've enabled children to come to our services. I got to take 25 of our children over to Stamford Bridge and play. That was really cool. I know you've done something like that before.
Yes, I have. I did that with Providence House. Played a tournament there, age 15. It was unbelievable. Providence is a Saturday team. It's also a youth centre. I used to play for Providence on the Saturday, and I used to play for Twin and Mitcham on the Sunday. It's massive to the community. Like, I came through these doors at age 11. There was gangs and stuff like that. But once you came into Providence House, all the gang members that were in here, there was not really much trouble here because they had the respect of the place. It's somewhere that you always felt safe, you always felt comfortable. They also organised trips. They gave us opportunities and tried to keep us off the streets. All the youth centres have all shut down. The fact that Providence is still here and going strong, it's unbelievable.
Seeing you having these conversations and what you do on the pitch speaks volumes. And yourself, who would you say is your role models? Who inspired you?
I almost gave up football when I turned 17, but then my brother stopped me from doing that, brought me down to Southend, bought me my very first pair of real boots. And he's like, look, I'm buying you these boots, go out there, smash it for me. And those are the boots that I became professional in. There was my brother, there was Michail Antonio at Twin and Mitcham, who went to my mum's house to actually speak to her, give me the opportunity to play football on a Sunday. Nigel Gibbs, he trained with me before training started, every single day to work on my technique. The manager here, Robski, always pushed me. He was here when I was younger. He's only just retired. The amount of influence he had in the area, the amount of stuff he had to do to keep this going must have been crazy. He always believed in us. He always believed that we could do the right things. He always believed that we can be better and we can achieve anything we could.
What's going on? Good job I've still got the master key.
How are you?
I'm good.
This is Robski.
Robski.
I called you the daddy of Clapham Junction because basically you raised everyone in this area.
I've been actually here since 1973, before you were born.
A long time
before you were born. And I think your journey is such an interesting one. It was good that you came through the grassroots, Tooting and Mitcham, and, and kind of were discovered that way. I think it's such a lovely story.
I want to thank you, though, for giving me the opportunity. Even the times where I came here with no money, you still let me in there and gave me some free stuff from the tuck shop. There's all those small things that I still remember, and I'm grateful for it.
Well, good times with lots of lads and girls as well growing up. Do you want me to show you some pictures? Do you remember the Moscow trip?
Yes, I do.
Right, here we go. See if we can find you.
Liam.
That's Liam. You're
Abdullah.
And you're there, lounging in the front.
Yeah, I love that pose. It was a great experience.
Wilson said that you lot were hard to manage in the hotel at night.
15-year-olds in Moscow. There's no way you're gonna control us.
Why are you in italics?
Because I was special.
No, you didn't pay your money, probably.
Still can't register fully what I've achieved because I still feel like I'm still that young boy breaking through. And I think I'll always feel that way. Like the amount of times that I've been walking around London and someone pulls me and goes, I'm 14 now, I've never played in academy football. And I always say, never give up.
Community is the heartbeat of football.
What we really need to do is to try and change the mentality and the mindset so you can understand that you can achieve. Because, again, growing up from a similar background to you, we didn't have a lot at all. We had to kind of see beyond our circumstances and able to achieve.
Tends to be music or football, and if it isn't, sometimes it's something quite negative. There's so many creative things that you can do in today's culture that we want to inspire them to make them grow. The more role models they have, the bigger sort of perspectives they have.
You build bonds by playing football. You build resilience and friendship, that togetherness. You want to build a nice enough community, good enough for your kids to be raised and to feel safe.
You ready? Yeah! Come on, me, yeah? Yeah, no, it won't play. Oh, do it with this guy. You got to do it.